y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's happening, everybody?
What's going on?
happening?
Let us know, y'all. Let us know who's watching. We're gonna touch a little bit on Kamala Harris, no pun intended, and chat about her presidential journey, which I'm optimistic about her presidential journey. But a lot of people out in the world are not as optimistic as I am. But I'm hoping everybody just stays optimistic, and we know she's gonna win, right? Me and Ricky were talking about some things earlier today. And he he found a question, or you probably ran across this, right, Rick? Let me know if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah.
The question is, should Democrats curve their enthusiasm? You see what we did there? Should Democrats curve their enthusiasm? What does that mean, Mr. Walter?
It means that don't put the cart before the horse. That's what it means.
In what respect?
Well, it means that you ain't won nothing yet, and also it means that Kamala Harris is very tight in the polls with Donald Trump, and so I know there's a lot of enthusiasm for Kamala, which I'm very enthusiastic about her. But at the end of the day, she is either tied or behind. I think she's up in two of the swing state polls as of yesterday. There have been some new polls released today, but as of yesterday, she was up in just two polls, and she was tied or either behind in the other 5 states of the 7 swing states. So all it was saying, all it means is there's still a lot of race left to go. There's 70-some days left in this race to go, and she has a lot more work to do.
Should we thwart our enthusiasm? Should we not be as excited because it's possible that she might not win? Because I'm of the opinion that we need to keep this excitement, get even more excited, but remember to still go out to the polls.
Well, I think we should have the enthusiasm. Number one as a people. Um, you know, if she's gaining ground or is tied in the other 5 of 7 swing states, that only means that she can overtake Donald Orange guy. For the simple, I mean, I gotta keep it politically correct. Try not to teach baby Martin bad habits, but I do think that I think we definitely need to keep up the enthusiasm, and we definitely have to go out there and vote because I mean democracy is on the line, and I continue to say it. Like I even had a debate with my first sergeant about it, and he's like, where do you get your sources from when it comes to news, and do you like I fact check everything I read, especially when it comes to Donald Orange guy, because I mean not 9 times out of 10 he's a liar in the first place. And yeah, I mean we need to get to the polls. We need to be enthusiastic about a African American woman, whether regardless she's black and Indian, black and Parisian, black and Chinese, it doesn't matter. She's black. We need to, support history and support a change. Let the policies and stuff work themselves out when she gets into office. But we need to support history and we need to support change. If we don't, then the white folks will and the Republicans will put us back in slavery days. It's like they're literally trying to bring back Jim Crow, which is not so long removed from it's what 60 years ago, going on 70. So, and I have a lot to petition for because, I mean, look what's in my lap, and then on top of that, I have a soon to be graduated from high school 17-year-old, soon to be 17, then 18 next year. She's graduating high school, and then I have 2 boys through marriage. So, I don't want their lives to be riddled with racism and constraints
Well,
of being an African American.
you said you said something that I'm curious about, Rick, and maybe you can help me with this. Rick is our resident Roland Martin, by the way.
Rolling.
Bakari Sellers. I'm sorry, Bakari
Oh,
Sellers.
Bakari. Yeah, he's Bakari.
Bakari.
He said democracy is at stake. We've heard that we hear that every day now. Democracy is at stake. What exactly does that mean, Ricky? That democracy is at? It sounds spooky and scary, and like we all about to be in change, like Dwayne said. But is that literally what it's going to be? What does that mean that democracy is at stake?
Well, democracy is as we know is extremely fragile. It's a concept, right? And it's a working concept, and it takes everything working right for democracy to hang on. So, I think me and you talked about this a couple days ago, about how easy democracies can fall. And so I think two of the biggest reasons why democracy falls, or three of the biggest reasons, are the spread of propaganda, the non-peaceful transfer of power is a big one. So if the president don't want to transfer power and try to hold on to it, America is not a dictatorship. So that can create, and we all saw what happened on January 11th. I'm sorry, January 6th, where it looked like democracy was being challenged at that point. So I always say this, and I think we talked about this before, Falk, is that people think that Hitler overtook Germany. Hitler did not overtake Germany. Hitler won the elections in Germany. And he, that's right. He immediately started changing rules, immediately started destroying that democracy to a point where he became a dictator. And it can easily happen everywhere. I know America's the oldest democracy in the world, but many great nations has fallen. And they say America's at that 250-year mark where most nations fall after 250 years. So we're close to that. So so the thing is, Donald Trump, he meets all those criteria. He sows doubt into elections. He spreads misinformation, propaganda, and he refused to transfer power. So that's a recipe for the fragment of the makers. And you got 50% of the country, along with this cult leader, right? They can easily destroy the market.
And what's crazy about that is that we talk about.
I like that, because that's exactly what he is. Go ahead.
And what's crazy, we talked about the polls and how I think you said young men. He's leading with young men. He's leading, and then he's up with black men. You said, I think, Rick, is that accurate? And
he's leading with young men. He's leading with men in general. He's leading with young men. He's not. He is getting a higher number of the young black vote. He's not black men vote. He's not winning the black men vote, but he's getting a higher percentage of the black men vote than
he normally get.
But that
goes Hispanic black men.
Real quick, Martin, before you go, I want to ask the black woman on the panel: why would you think that black men will be starting to vote more for Donald Trump?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
That's crazy.
The whole clip loaded.
Does it have anything to do with black women and women in general?
It does. From my experience and the black men that I've encountered, it does. Hold on. Let me bookmark that real quick.
That's that black mama. She get
That's that black mama. We need Kamala to be just like we need Kamala to bring that out.
I can only imagine what's being said right now.
Listen, we don't even have to hear what she's saying. We don't even have to.
She's got to cut the camera off. You got to cut the camera off.
We have to hear her. That black, that's the Kamala that we need to come out.
We got to cut the camera off.
I can't turn my camera off. Oh my God.
That's the Kamala we need. The black woman.
She said
it was probably You got 2.2 seconds before I come over there
she
and
said,
and beat your right now.
if you don't sit your
heard it.
black
I
ass
said,
down, I done told you. If I tell you again, I'm gonna jump across this couch and whip your ass head. I'm gonna put that game up. I'm gonna put that game up in the floor. I done told
Turn
you.
my camera
Oh, I
off.
don't know what I didn't know what she was saying. All I saw was that hand going and that neck rolling.
Yep.
No, can I answer? No, you can't have nothing to eat. Go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Y'all school in the
You
morning.
didn't
No, you can't
look.
get
It
nothing
is
to eat.
time to go to bed. Actually, it is time to go to bed. Yeah.
Sit your goddamn ass. Get your goddamn ass.
what I cooked earlier, and you ain't hungry now, so don't ask me
Why
for
you
nothing
keep
else.
y'all doing that? No, y'all can't eat nothing.
Can we
Mama,
get
can
some
I have?
McDonald's? We ain't got no McDonald's. You got some McDonald's money?
Mama,
That's
can I
that
have
black
some
mama.
water? No, you
No,
can't
it's
have some
food
water.
in there.
You gotta
Oh,
swallow
you
your
got,
spit.
no.
Mama, can I have a hug and kiss tonight? Hell no, you can't have a hug
You
and
can't
kiss
have no
tonight.
hug and kiss.
Don't sit your- Don't you see me on the show?
Every time I get on
My
the
daughter
show,
looking at me
y'all
like,
ain't got on the show.
Yeah, for a
I'm
hug
here.
and a kiss. Good night.
Shut up.
What you think this is?
look, this is your hug and kiss right here.
Oh,
Now go to bed.
I'm gonna hug and kiss your ass if you don't get in that bed.
oh my goodness. I thought I muted and turned the camera off. Oh, I gotta be more vigilant. Oh my God.
If my mama watches, that's something my mama would say. If she's watching, she normally watch. It don't matter what you say. I'm gonna hug and kiss your ass, you don't get in that bed. I'm gonna water your ass, you don't get in that bed.
You know what they
Boy.
used to tell us? You thirsty, swallow your spit.
Spit.
That's
Yeah.
what
Exactly.
it is.
That's
Swallow
it.
it.
That's it.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
Lamar's right. That's the kind of Kamala we need right there.
That's the Kamala we need to come
Oh
out.
man.
We need that
Shantae,
mama to come out.
Shantae said because they don't want a
Okay.
black woman president. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
I'll let you go ahead
I
and
do.
go.
I do agree with that. Yes, I do. And I'm glad you actually put that back up there because it helped me get back on track and reminded me of what I was going to say. But like I said, from the men that I have encountered, yes, for one, because she's a woman, and then two, because she's a black woman. This is my personal experience, my opinion, or not mine, but the opinions of other men that I've encountered. But a lot of black men feel that when black women get in a position of power, we abuse it, right? It's like a what do you call it? I guess a pissing contest, if you will. And
yeah.
I know a lot of black men have an issue, like Shantae says, they with a woman being in a position of power because they don't like to be told what to do by a woman. And I know that a lot of men feel like women are less than, like, especially nowadays, you have a lot of guys that feel like, oh, we're the prize, or, we want to be chased and pursued and so on and so forth. So with that being said, having that mindset, having a woman in power, let alone having a woman that runs the country, ain't nobody messing with her. But having a black woman running the country, I know is an issue for a lot of black men. And it's sad because I feel like that creates a bigger divide than what's already there, But at the same time, for me, and this is just me in politics overall, I feel like people before they get into the White House, true enough, the president has limited power already, right? But what I don't like about politics is how prior to the election they preach this, right? And then once they actually get into the White House is this. Like it has absolutely nothing to do with what they were saying prior to. And if it does, it's very, very little, very little. But I will agree with what Shantae said. They don't want a black woman to be president. So
That's crazy. That's such a shame. It's such a shame. It bothers me. Go ahead, King. No.
So I got two parts to that. I 100% agree with you, Vanessa. Like, I do not believe that America as a whole wants a black woman in the White House. Keyword, and we use this in quotations, White House, because if we look at the White House, it's white, right?
right.
And then there's been one blip in the White House, which was President Barack Hussein Obama.
Mhm.
So they're like, oh God, we don't need that again. Lord Jesus, we don't need no more
Mm-hmm.
niggers in the White House.
No more
So
niggers.
One slipped through the cracks. He got
yeah,
by on us.
he got by. Like, we didn't see this happen. But we gonna
Right.
let two go up in here? Oh, wait a minute. And this one's a woman, and this is a house nigga, so we can't do that.
And she
But
got an engine in
White
her.
House, you know what the White, and I'm so sorry for cutting you off. I'm sorry.
oh, you're fine.
But well, you know what the White House reminds me of? Like a
A
segregated
plantation.
thank you. A plantation, but you know, they have these segregated neighborhoods where you have the white people over here, and then you got the ghetto over here, and then they fight so hard to keep the black people from trickling in, right? And it's crazy because the neighborhood that I live in is actually like that. Like, it's very, very, very few of us here in the neighborhood that I live in, right? And it's like they make it a point to let you know that you're not welcome. They make it a point, and it's the same. This is what the White House reminds me of. Like I said, we let one get by, and like Lamar was saying, we can't let another one in, because after that one, then there might be another one, and then they might just keep coming after that and after that. So
And so,
Um,
in to the rest of what I'm alluding to is, we talk about black men that vote for Donald Trump. A lot of the male population, African American male population, when it comes to intelligence, and knowledge, when it comes to politics, they are lacking. They are very, very ignorant when it comes to overall politics. A lot of I'm not going to say a lot of this improper grammar. Many uh, black men, especially the ones that I've encountered, the first thing that comes out of their mouth, well, Donald Trump, he gave us a stimulus check.
no, they say.
Like, so my dude, that's your only reason you want to vote for him? Well,
You $1,000 now.
he did it. When you really look at it, Donald Trump is the reason that we're $8 trillion more in debt
and
than we were.
right.
First of all,
than we
Donald
were.
Trump didn't give nobody no stimulus check. He put his face, he put his name on them checks. You remember that? That's
But
actually Congress. But to your point is
yeah,
the fact that people don't understand
don't know that
politics like that.
exactly. They don't understand the politics. So they would rather go with. I mean, that's like being prime example. That's like being in the hood. If we know the hood king giving everybody what they need, who we gonna support?
That's
The
the one that's giving.
hood king,
I,
right?
I got some
Wait a minute.
interesting numbers for you.
Wait, can you repeat
Lamar?
that question one more time? Because that was good.
I said
Oh, go ahead.
that's like being from the streets. If you know the hood king is supplying the streets, who we gonna support?
Hood king.
Who everybody gonna have the most respect for?
Exactly. So we look at who ain't really doing nothing for you, will blow your head off just as quick to doggone talk to you. We're gonna get that man respect. But the guy that's coming here trying to teach you, trying to uplift you, trying to get you out of the hood, what? He lame,
Look
right?
down your nose at him. Yeah.
So that's the same way we look at Vice President Harris, because she's a woman, regardless of the fact of what we believe her policies are, whether she has policies or not. She's trying to do something that has been missing for the past 4 years. Well, 8 years ago, that has transcended into 8 years now, since 2016 to 2020 to now 2020 to 2024. The hatred, the bigotry, the one-sidedness, the racism has always been there, but it's so now it's so prevalent.
now.
And the thing that we as a people, we don't realize the microaggressions. I don't even think many of our people really watched the interview that Donald Trump did at the National Black what was that? The National Black Journalism Conference or what?
The journalists.
How when she asked him a question about facts, he tried to flip the script and said, "You were being so rude to me. That was the rudest question."
Yeah, that's how he never answers questions.
Like
he
that.
never
Let me play the victim.
That's Donald Trump for you.
What were you saying?
But that's
what
what people do. they play the victim when they're caught.
Yep.
But we as black people, we have to own up to what we did, regardless if we're right or wrong. We still got to own up to it, and we still
Of
got
course.
to be punished for it. This
Right.
man can't even. This man can't even own up to the fact that he's guilty of 34 felony charges,
And
and is facing more. Just
he's
got
gonna be
indicted today.
he's gonna be in jail and still denying it. All right, what you got, Rick? He gonna still
I
be
was talking
Yeah,
to some.
yeah,
I
I
can't
got-
remember who I was talking to, but
Oh.
they. And I'm sorry, Walter. I mean, Ricky. I saw your last name, but I'm sorry. I got it bad cutting people off, so y'all please forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's
That's
okay.
why she got that shoe in her hand. That's why she.
Look, let me go put it there because I don't need you all in my screen. But no, I was really holding the shoe. I really was. But but I was talking to someone and we were talking about politics, and he made the comment about how if felons, like out in the free world, if felons can't vote, then a felon shouldn't be allowed to be on the ballot. And I completely agree. A felon should not be allowed to run for the presidency, which I agree, especially with so many charges that he has stacked against him and counting. I feel like that's absurd. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I concur.
No, I had a very interesting. I had a very interesting poll from the Quinnipiac. The Quinnipiac poll had that Harris is leading Trump in women 54 to 43.
Mm-hmm.
I mean 54 to 44, and in men, Trump is leading her 55 to 43.
What?
That's a huge gap. That's one of the biggest gaps that we ever seen. And actually, she is tied with Joe Biden in that disparity of that wage gap with men. She's up 11 points though from Joe Biden that he had with women. She's up 11 points. So is it, and this is a question for everybody here, is it because she's just a black woman and a woman in general? Or is it that now we're starting to see this divide between men and women of picking which party they choose?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that's definitely a little bit of both. I think she's a better candidate than Biden. I think we're seeing that. And I think that if she were on the equal playing field with this white old man, then she would be several way ahead right now in the polls if she was on the equal playing field. It's almost like she's starting at a negative because she's a black woman and an Indian woman. Indian woman, excuse me. So whatever she does, she goes.
Yeah, she had an even worse approval rating than Joe Biden did
for no good reason. Vice presidents aren't
a woman because she's a woman. That's
because she's a woman, and then
starting out. Her approval rate now. Let me just clarify. Her approval rating has went up dramatically too. I think she's at 48% approval rating, which is pretty good. 49%.
Because we want to educate on this show, we don't want to just entertain, we want to educate and really start having conversations amongst black folks about politics, because a lot of us didn't get into it or not into it. A lot of us didn't get into it till Obama came in. I didn't know nothing about politics. I couldn't tell you who the presidents and vice presidents were until Obama came in, and I crammed and started learning and stuff. But and talking to my boy down here, Rick, he's like, he know all this stuff. All right, how far ahead does she need to be? How much do the Democrats need to win by? When we say points, talking about percentage points, right? How much ahead do we need to win by in the polls, or be up by in the polls to win?
Okay, so that's a great question. If we can take 2016 and 2020 respectively, Hillary Clinton was up at the height of 9 points. On election day, she was down. She was 3 points, which is in the margin of error on election day, and she wound up losing by 2.5 points or something like that.
Even though the poll said she was up by that many percentage points.
She was up by 3.5 points on election day, so it was in the margin of error. So it wasn't a margin of error.
Which margin of error means what?
So you get 3%. You get 3 percentage points. So you can say, okay, she's up she might have a national poll of 45 to 41, or be 45 to 42. And it can swing either way. She can either be really down 42 and he can be up 45, or
Right.
the opposite can be. So that's what it says.
So
It's in the margin of error.
Right.
And so the
what?
percentage points that they need to be in. I'm sorry. Let me finish the last point. Joe Biden was up by 11 points today. As of today, Joe Biden was up by 11 percentage points. She's only up by 3 to 4. Look, it's just depending on which poll you're looking at. She's only up by 3 to 4 points. She needs to raise that up to at least 6 points to realistically win this election. She cannot go in statistically tied with Donald Trump going into the polls, because she will lose. It would be 2016 all over again.
And he
Donald
polls
Trump
low.
he polls low. He tended to outperform his polls. He did in 2016. He also did again in 2020. He dramatically outperformed his polls in both elections. So she has to be at least 6 points ahead going into election day to have
For a
a
guarantee.
realistic chance of winning the election.
The main thing that comes down to it, and Ricky, you're totally right, bro. But the thing that we're all missing is the electoral colleges.
Well, that's what I'm
She
talking
doesn't-
about.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so never mind then. Yeah, she doesn't get those, because she got 2 states right now. She has to get at least 3, and she gets 3, and she somewhat puts that, like, if she doesn't do the blue wall, right? What is that? Michigan, Pennsylvania,
Michigan, Wisconsin, and
and
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yeah,
Mhm.
let's say she gets Michigan and Pennsylvania, and she doesn't get Wisconsin. She has to get Arizona and what is that? North Carolina
Georgia,
and
and
Georgia.
Nevada.
Yeah,
That's
if
right.
she gets
She has a couple of different area. She have a couple of
she has
different
a couple
routes that
different
she can
paths.
take.
Pass.
Yeah,
Pass,
yeah.
but she gotta win Pennsylvania, and that's gonna be one of the closest big
I think right now
swing
she's leading
states
in Pennsylvania. I think she's leading
by
in
one
Pennsylvania
point.
right now.
By
Yeah.
1 point, and
We need
she gotta
we
be.
need Shapiro. We need Governor Shapiro to get out there and work the goddamn pavement.
If she loses Pennsylvania, then she has to sweep the Sun Belt states.
She
Yeah.
has to get North
Arizona,
Carolina, Georgia, Arizona,
Georgia, Arizona.
Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada and North Carolina.
Well,
If she don't win Pennsylvania,
Do we
thing
normally
is,
the Democrats normally win North Carolina?
they do not. And the last time they
did.
did win was
There's a lot of black people been moving to North Carolina.
That's right.
They flipped it when Joe Biden won, when President Biden won. They flipped North Carolina to a blue state, and then it got changed.
No, he didn't win.
No, he
Biden
won
didn't win North
Georgia.
Carolina.
He won Georgia.
Yeah,
That's
He
what
won
it was.
Georgia
I'm sorry.
by a slim
I knew
margin.
he flipped one of them.
12,000 votes to be exact.
12,000
That's how slim
votes.
he won. He won by 12,000 votes, and that's why.
But
This is go back to the question that you posed about curbing your enthusiasm. I don't think people understand that Joe Biden only won Georgia by 12,000 votes. He only won Michigan by 20-some thousand votes.
by 20,
Wisconsin,
like 20-some thousand.
24,000.
yeah, 20. Wisconsin, he barely. He. I think Wisconsin he did better than Michigan. In Pennsylvania, he won by 38-some thousand votes. It's not a lot. We're talking about towns here.
Yeah.
Country, rural, white towns.
Country towns of people who. So the margin of error is not great. And Joe Biden went in. I want people to understand he went in with a 9-point advantage on election night.
Well, see,
And
and
so
then the thing is, in these states, right? So let's look at these states. You just said it. Old country, and some of them aren't country. I can't say country.
no,
'Cause Pennsylvania
I wasn't saying
is not
country like that. I
country.
was saying like it's just a
But
town. The amount of
they
people
are
that's voting could be an old town. Just a
right.
Like
But
a
they
smaller
are old,
population.
smaller population.
right?
Yeah.
But they are old baby boomer field population, right?
Mhm.
And then they are our age, around our age, the population that are gonna go with what their parents did back in the 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
50s, 60s, and 70s. They're gonna vote the same way. And then when you look at the white women that are in those households, 9 times out of 10, what are they gonna do? They're gonna do what their husband tells them to
What
do.
their husbands do.
I'm
Yep.
hoping they don't this time.
And
Well,
We need-
Lamar made a great point today where he said that a lot of people from California
Or moving to
in New York.
Texas. A lot of people in New
Moving
York
to
are living
Texas,
in Texas.
they moving to Georgia, they
North
moving to
Carolina,
Nevada, they moving to Carolina, they moving to these states. That's
liberals
why
are
you see
moving to conservative
Because
states.
California is
these
too expensive,
demographics
man.
right,
California
but
is
the
California,
expensive.
what?
demographics are changing
Yeah,
here.
are changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
And I think another reason why I would say she's having difficulty, even though I've been down to the border and I can tell you the bull crap that comes out of the Republicans' mouth about the border, how it's all a lie. When I tell you it's
I'm so sick
all
of
a
hearing about
lie,
this goddamn border.
it's 100% a lie. Like the
It's funny that that's
military
one
has
of the
had
top issues, though. This
like
Right. I don't understand.
the
I
battalion
think
that I was in 3 years ago had 3 years ago now has sent soldiers down there to not only help build the border up, like
mhm.
re-infrastruct the border, but we've been down there to provide security and everything else too. So it's not how Donald Trump paints this picture about border, and the Republicans, they paint this picture about border security. Like the things that you might not see or you've seen about how they separate these families, they really do that, and it's bad. The things that they do to these women and children and these families down there, and we talk about the illegal immigrants. Oh, we're giving them hotels and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, so we are, but
Now,
I
my
mean,
Republican side gonna come out during this topic on
mhm.
immigration.
I mean, this country's a melting pot. It's full of immigrants. It's full of immigrants. Heck, white people are immigrants. Let's be for real.
Listen, I have my take on. I think we need a wall.
don't share it. Don't share it. Go ahead and say
Oh
let me hear what
boy,
you
it's
got
like
to
the
say.
Great Wall of China.
All right, I'm gonna say that for another time. Chante
My
said it's
question
funny that the
is,
southern border is so important. We don't worry about the northern border, right? Anybody want about Canada? Okay, go ahead.
no, because I don't think nobody want to come here from Canada.
Everybody
Nobody
in
wants to
Canada, they
come here.
chilling in Canada. They ain't coming
Hey,
down here.
thank you. That's it. If I could go to Canada, I would go to
They got free
Canada.
haircare in Canada. They got free
Yes,
healthcare.
yes. If I could go to Canada, I would have been gone long, 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 long time ago. So, but nobody wants to come here from Canada. Absolutely not. Especially with all the mess that's going on here. I don't understand why people continue to come here. Why?
Land of the free,
No, at least
as
The
they say.
home
not
of the brave.
us. The border doesn't
Right,
matter
that's
unless
true.
it's a black or brown person crossing.
This
That's
is
true.
true.
And I wanted to ask you,
Me?
Martin,
Oh,
I think
Martin,
Mm-hmm.
that's your name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dwayne.
You say that you went down to the border and they're really
Yeah.
separating families.
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what that's what ICE
Some
is instructed to
jazz.
do. That's what they do.
Oh,
You know.
that was a Trump administration
Yeah,
policy
it was a
to
Trump. That was a
try to be.
policy.
It was a deterrent.
Turn. Yeah.
So if you
Because
were to separate families, you would say, "Well, I don't want to cross because they're gonna take my kids away by crossing with my
right,
kids."
and
And
then
so,
then they're trying to. I mean, it's unfortunate, but a lot of these South American countries that are like Venezuela, Brazil, Portugal, like these Brazil, Colombia, these countries that are releasing these prisoners, they're flooding them up here, and a lot of these
The
prisoners
prisoners, the mental
are gang,
institutions,
they're gang members, like all this stuff.
the
So
worst, is what it
yeah,
says.
they're coming up here.
they're
So
bringing in their worst, and some I assume
It's,
are good people. Some.
it's
some
some
are good people.
are
Some are
good.
good people.
Some are good
Some are
people.
good people.
Some I
Some
assume
are
are
really
good
fine
people.
people. Really
They're
fine
sitting there.
people that are in
They're
there.
sitting
That are
there.
in the crowd. That are in
Prisoners.
there.
They're
Yeah,
sending they're rapists,
I'm not finna
criminals.
they're
partake in
rapists.
this joke with y'all. I'm not finna do this with you.
Some, all of them are mental patients. All of them are mental patients. All of
All of
them
them. And I had the
insane
best border
asylums.
security.
They're all
I
coming
had
over.
the
They're
best
coming over the
border
border.
security
They're
plan
taking black
in
jobs.
history.
They're coming over.
Right. But hold on, I want to know, what are these black jobs?
Jobs that
Man,
are
If you
keep
can,
the
what's a
life of
racist
if you
man
can
talking
tell me
right.
about?
what are these black jobs are,
His
even
wife
my
is an
wife's,
immigrant.
even Thank you. He bought
And
her
she don't
off.
even,
He bought her off of hose.com. Oops, I'm
I
sorry,
don't even
baby.
think she speaks
I'm sorry.
English.
I'm sorry, baby. I
To,
didn't mean to say
to
that.
to have a plan called Be Best, which is grammatically incorrect, she
And
don't even
she
speak English.
and she don't even want to be
That
around him.
initial, that
So yeah,
program, that initiation that she had.
Yeah, Be Best.
that that
Be best.
that nobody wanted
It's the
to
first lady talk.
endorse, nobody was involved with. So let's
No
Nobody.
one
It
just
doesn't
said.
happen with
No
it.
one said nothing. No one said
No
nothing.
shirts was made. Like, what was this
no
for?
nothing. And
Didn't
then
want her to do something.
It's a
this
grammatically
ignorant
incorrect.
Be
You want
Best.
somebody
somebody had the
teaching
nerve
our kids.
to talk about how she
Just
looked
talk.
just like like Kamala Harris looks like her on Time magazine. If you don't shut your orange felon behind up and to before we go into my final thought,
No.
back to the other thing of when you talk about policies. So it is in the 14th Amendment and it's already written that felons, yes, that a president who is convicted or anybody that is a convicted felon cannot run for president. It is in the 14th Amendment. I think it's subsection 3-2, paragraph somewhere around there. I actually went and read it. And it's in there. It's in the Constitution.
Yeah, but they lost
And
that battle when they tried to go into court. Remember that this year?
no,
Supreme
the
Court.
only reason they lost that battle was because of the Trump appointed justices that are in the Supreme Court. That's why they lost that battle.
Ooh.
Those conservative
Ooh.
justices that were in the Supreme
Ooh.
Court
No,
that were appointed by Donald Trump, that's why they lost. The ones that
Isn't
voted
it
against
funny?
hey, Rob.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Not.
it,
I gotta give him an
this,
Nancy Pelosi clap though. He's an idiot, but he making some good chess
he
plays.
knew
That's what
what he
I
was
was
doing.
saying. Yeah, that I was going to say that. Isn't it funny how he put everybody in a position to help him out when all of this came to light?
And
That's crazy.
let's take it one step further. So now we find out that all of Donald Trump's funding for his campaign has been
Hmm.
funneled through his businesses. So everybody that works for him or any politician that visits his hotel in Mar-a-Lago, his golf course, and they pay into that, they're funding his campaigns. So
Wow.
basically, he got them in their pocket. It's like you better
Yep.
vote for me or you ain't coming back here, dog.
Pretty
And what
much.
Shante, he's going to be using Zoom to do the diplomatic trips to Ukraine and because he ain't gonna be able to go.
He's, he ain't gonna be able to step foot on their soil.
I
So,
think they need to pack the course now. Hey, exactly. I don't understand why they're not. I'm sorry, I'm not Democrat, I'm independent, as y'all can see right here. Or where is it at?
That,
How long would y'all make it plain? Independent. I don't understand why Democrats aren't packing the court and adding three more, what, two or three? How many? Three more justices?
three
I
more
don't
justices. Because
You
so
got to get the
being
majority to
you got
pass
to
the
get the
court. So
yeah, you
that's
got to get the
another thing.
majority.
No,
And
that's true.
then
That's,
on top of that,
That's
once
Congress.
they're appointed Supreme Court
I mean,
justices,
I
they're
guess they do got
lifetime
the. I
appointments.
mean,
They got the Senate.
they got the Senate, so they do got enough. I think I don't
They
know if that
but
rule, the article's got to come.
it has to it has to come from the House. The House
Maybe
has
it's
to
just
pass
chilling.
it.
Maybe
Oh,
chilling
they
at
ain't
the
got the
table.
House.
Yeah, they don't have the House. The
One thing
House
I
is what shuts down the Senate.
I don't
mhm,
understand why they want to appear. So that's what I was about
I
to say. Okay,
agree. I agree.
let me do my final thoughts first. I want to say that's one thing I don't like about the Democrats, which is why I'm no longer a Democrat. They're weak. They're
Yeah,
jelly
they
back
pushovers. They are
Not
pushover.
pushovers.
jellyback.
When they have the chance to go in and do the type of stuff that Trump is doing and be aggressive but they want to play all diplomatic all the time. Ain't nobody got time for
They
that.
want to
This
be
is
the
where it's getting you.
peacekeepers and
Oh
all.
well,
They're
can I respond on behalf of the Democrat
Sure.
Party?
I want
And so
but hold on,
you had Joe
before
Manchin
you do,
and Kristen
hold on, I'm yielding you my 30 seconds, but I want you to yield back
Okay, I got you.
like Congress.
Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin was in total together and not supporting packing the court. So it didn't matter if the Democrats had enough to get it passed. They weren't. These two Democratic at the time, they were both Democratic senators, said they was not going to be in support of a court packing bill. So I don't think that it wasn't in lieu of the Democrats not trying to. I just think that some people in their party, the two I named, Sinema and Manchin, just wasn't going to do it.
You gotta say the thing.
Yelling back.
You back? Okay, thank you. My brother from, my friend from
reclaiming my time.
Reclaiming my time. I like what Robin is saying. She's, I think, Kamala I think she is too. But going back to what you said, Rick,
I hope so.
Going back to what you said, Rick, there's other stuff too. Like Biden, when he ran, he was talking about that he's not going to use his executive orders and all this kind of crap like Trump would. Why not? Obama did it.
They did. He used a whole bunch of them too.
Obama used more than anybody.
Yeah.
Why not? If something needs to be done, do it.
That's
what
he did.
But Joe Biden did use a lot of executive orders.
Yeah, he did. He ended up.
And Trump used more than Obama did in 4 years. They did in 8 years.
Why? You know why Trump started doing? I mean, Biden started doing it. He had no choice. And Nancy Pelosi probably put that pressure on him behind the scenes because we know Nancy Pelosi was where the power lies.
Yeah, I mean, and I would have to say, and if I can have the floor from the gentleman.
Okay, I'm done with my final thoughts by all means.
Oh, okay. I think my final thought is one, the Democrats are a bit weak body. You know, they can't bench no more than 65 pounds. And the Republicans are just, fat and old. So they can't. They trying to get some chicken. So
they got 1 foot in the grave already.
Yeah, they really got 1 foot in the grave. I just think that ultimately democracy, yes, is at stake. Is at stake in various ways, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. The key here is democracy. And we have to annihilate the things that are trying to turn this country back 60 plus years. We have to see it for what it is. When it's right, that's like if a leopard got spots, what is it?
A tiger. I don't know.
It's a leopard.
He said a tiger.
He said, and that's why the gentleman from Dallas has been yielded. But I mean, let's just strike that off the record, guys. And I say that because we have too many beautiful young Black children, as the one that's sitting in my lap, looking in my eyes ever so lovingly because she's sleepy, that are gonna take our place.
Daddy, come on.
Right. In the next 20 plus years, we're gonna be the ones that everything that they do, the impact is from our decisions. And if we don't decide right now what line we're going to stand on, not only when it comes to politics, financial, economic,
education,
military, even down to spiritually, if we don't figure out where we're going to stand, we're going to hell in a handbasket, and they're the ones that's jumping in the handbasket behind us. So, yeah. So that's my final thoughts.
Who want to go next? Who want to bring up the rear? We got one more, and then somebody got to bring up the rear. Rick, you like to bring? You want to bring up the rear, or you want the lady to bring up the rear?
I'll bring up the rear.
All right, what do you got, Vanessa? Go.
Put my cowboy hat on.
It's pink. And it's pink.
And it's pink.
Not pink, but pink.
I need everybody to take me serious.
Oh man,
you from the Dixie Party?
The Dixie Cracks.
My final thought is that, like Robin said earlier, how Kamala comes in and stops all of that. Kamala.
Don't get cussed out like that one.
Kamala. I just call her by her last name. Okay, I don't do the first name. I'm a last name person. Okay, so I'm just going to address her. Thank you. There we go. And that's what it's going to be.
They don't
Y'all
get
bad
cussed.
with, I'm bad with names. I'm good
we'll
with
just call her Mama
faces,
Harris.
but I'm
Just call her
bad with
Mama
names.
Mama Harris. Mama Harris.
Mama Harris. No, I
Oh,
can't
man,
call her
that's
that.
funny.
I can't call her that.
I'm sorry.
I can call her Vice President Harris, but I can't call her Mama Harris. I can't do that.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. I
Sound like
got you.
Harry
I,
Hudson or something.
Huh? What you say?
What you say, Rick?
So that sound
What?
old. Sound like Terry Hubman or something. Harriet
you
Tubman.
know,
Mama Tubman.
Mama Harris over there.
Mama Harris.
Mama
All right,
Mama
okay, we
Har-
tired. Go
Mama
ahead. Go ahead.
Harriet.
Go ahead. Now.
You can call you can call her Mamala.
No, I can't do that either.
Yeah.
Nope. No, we gonna stick to the Vice President Harris. We gonna stick to that. Nope.
All right.
But I do hope that she comes in guns a blazing, for lack of a better phrase. Because I feel like, for one, the fact that she is a woman, people, they either don't want her to be in a position of power, or they don't like her because she's a woman, let alone a woman of color. Me personally, I'm also independent. However, I am rooting for her, because the same reason people are voting for her is the exact same reason why people are voting against her. Same with Obama, right? So I'm just like, why not level the playing field and then beat them at their own game, right? Because
You can't have my
I
shit.
can't remember your name, Martin.
Yeah.
Like he was saying, like if we don't draw the line, or if we don't stand firm on the line, if we don't make the decisions not only for ourselves but for every generation that comes after us, then they will be the ones to make those decisions, and then essentially we're going to be the ones still complaining because nothing was done when we had the chance. So
Wow.
that's my
Preach church tabernacle.
Bringing up the rear, we got Mr. Ricky Roth, the gentleman from Dallas.
not the church
Yes.
music. Yes.
All right. So going back to the should Democrats curb their enthusiasm, I think a little bit. I am very enthusiastic. I think she will pull this out. It's going to be very close. I think we're more on the line of a 2000 election. For those who don't know, it was Bush versus Gore, and George Bush won Florida by 300 and some votes
By
because they
350.
stopped counting.
350. That 350.
They stopped. Yeah, they stopped counting. But I would say that it's going to be a very, very close race. What she has to do in this time frame is the debate is coming up on September 10th. She has to win that debate. She has an interview tomorrow, CNN. She has to do really, really well in the interview. People are going to be watching.
Of course.
And she got to continue to. She's on a bus tour right now in Georgia. I think me and
South
Lamar was talking
Georgia.
about that earlier there. South
Yeah, she
Georgia.
in Southern Georgia right now.
She is
White.
going to places that Democrats don't normally go, and so she's taking that bus tour on that route, going to. And Joe Biden was competitive in Georgia and won Georgia, but she's really trying to win Georgia. It's going to be tough. She was down by 7 points 2 weeks ago in Georgia, and now she's only down by like 2. So she is gaining ground and coming up.
There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Mhm.
But she has to do those things. She has to win the debate. She has to do really well in these interviews that she's going to be doing coming up. And there's only 10% of people that's undecided. Everybody else is in their corners. I think all of us are in their corners, and there are right now live videos right now of Republican, just regular people talking, and they're in their corners. It's the 10% that they have to try to win over. Trump think they're going to break for him, and Harris think they're going to break for her. It's going to be a race to those 10% of people.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all learned something today. Those in the audience.
I got one more thing to say.
What you got?
Donald Red Guy did not do anything for HBCUs, by the way. I wish he would get off of that because he did not save
Ooh, that's true.
HBCUs.
We'll
That
make
is
not.
true.
we'll make that a topic on the next one for sure. That's the one we need to dig into. He continued the funding, but he didn't. We'll talk about that on the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And I'm
Well,
an
thank you for tuning
HBCU.
in,
I'm
and
a
I want to say
proud
happy birthday
HBCU
to
grad.
Shantae's son, AJ. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! I think what I'm trying to find your message, Shantae. You said, let me find it real quick before my computer die on me. Okay, well y'all know. Happy birthday, AJ. Tell them we say happy birthday. There it is. And appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll have a name next week and an intro and outro and all that. Since we're gonna be here for a minute through this whole election season. And if you hadn't subscribed, do that. Hit the thumbs up, show a little love. And until next time, peace out. Oh, as Kamala does. Peace out.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.